Okay. Ha la la, ya ya ya, ba ba ba. Do I want to go hands free? Maybe. Yo, what up, VR? Thank you for tuning in so fast. How's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm feeling good about this stream. My last two streams, I was like super tired. But this one, I'm feeling good about. I don't know if I'm feeling good during. Join the first second. Awesome. Thank you, VR. Yeah, to clarify, I'm feeling good during this stream because I feel like if I say I feel good about the stream, it makes it sound like I'm predicting some kind of outcome, specific outcome of like metrics. VR, what up, VR? What you been up to, VR? It's the start of the weekend. Any weekend plans? I'm gonna go a little hands-free. I got this hands-free device that I am setting up right now as I speak. Oh yeah, let me do some lighting fixtures. Cool, do I want to do this one too? Maybe. I don't know if I want to do that one. But yeah, good to have you here, VR. I'm thinking about what do I want to do with... What is up? What is up? What is up? I think I want to do the dance party effect. Yeah. VR was live earlier playing Miniso minigame. Bunch of games like the original. Tetris, where it was just very small and very pixelated. What's up, 6 viewers? How's it going? Any weekend plans? Let me know what your weekend plans are in the chat. Let me know your plans for the weekend in the chat. Any centrist liberals going to a weekend protest in their brand new running shoes? What y'all up to? Thank you, Shaudia Shuru Consulting. Thank you for the kind words. Hello, Animator Or. Thank you for tuning in. Was good, MTAP, MTAP Official, or MTAP Official. How's it going? Give me a quick thumbs up on the stream, folks. Thank you so much. Let me comb my hair a bit with my hands. That's much better, much better. Much better. Let me stop the dance party filter. Miniso minigame is just a tiny Game Boy. Ah, okay, understood. Very cool. Where'd you buy that? TikTok shop, or where'd you get that? Hello, 9 viewers. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to my dream. I am chilling like a villain. Like I am a married Krillin. That's a bar. Krillin did get married, right? Yeah, I think he did. What up, Jake? How's it going? What up, Sentinel _ Ymir? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the dream. Welcome to the team. Yes, 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 indeed. Yes, indeed. Lots of viewers. Lots of viewers. Do I want to hear a song? Sure. Are you able to play the song through the chat? Caleb, how's it going? KYZ, our Z, yo, yo, yo. What up, Big Bank Blaine? Very cool username. Jamber says hi. Okay. Do you have a song recommendation? I can only play it if it's like copyright free, or what do you call it? Yeah, like I can only play it if it's not copyright. I'm sure the song is tight. I have a lot of strength and might. Bars. Any rappers on the stream? Fellow rappers. What up, Josh? Oh, okay, dope. Leah, let me know the song information, and I can see what I can do. Play You Got the Keys. What is that? A Kingdom Hearts song? Yes, Rajat. I am ethnically Indian. Ronaldo or Messi? I'd say Messi. I mean, but I'm not. You know, Ronaldo seems like a good guy. Like Ronaldo being tall and sort of like conventionally aesthetically appealing. He seems like a very humble guy, Ronaldo. Considering that he's like a tall, lean dude, like he could be he could be a mean guy if he wanted to and still be successful, Ronaldo. But he no, he Ronaldo seems like a nice guy. So I don't know. Eye color Balan. Who are we talking about? I gotta find my phone stand. Snow Bunny Heaven is not copied, righted. I don't know if I'm trying to. That's so funny. Snow Bunny Heaven. Sounds like a real wholesome song. Real family friendly. That's the vibe I'm getting. Play, you got the keys. Josh, I don't do moderators. If I do moderators, it would have to be people that I know in real life. People that I know. Faux show. Those would be the mods. All right, Katie, welcome to the stream. Sounds good. Sleep is important. I'm not from India. My family is, but I'm not. Ethnically and culturally, somewhat culturally, sure, I'm Indian. I have some Indian elements to my culture, if you will. Roman said how. I forgot what we're talking about. I am trying to find. Oh, maybe I brought my phone stand to a different room on a different floor. No sleep for life, says Jamber. I resonate because I'm a bit of an insomniac. That's my lifestyle. I'm working on it though. I am working on it. Yes, I am. I am working on it because I can. I am working and I'm twerking. Metaphorically. Yo. I'm not from Bangladesh, but I have friends from Bangladesh. That's the case. That's the case. Yo. What up, 99 Night? Oh, are you the same person? KT Re 19 asked me to draw Gojo. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember you. It's been a while. Welcome back. Am I from Sri Lanka? I'm not. I believe I have a friend from Sri Lanka, but I'm not Sri Lankan, it turns out. It just so happens. That's the case. It just so happens life is not a race. Despite the unfortunate capitalism and its face. That's a bar. Shout out from North Korea. Okay, well, welcome. Are you from Madagascar? No, but I like to mood it, like the movie Madagascar. Ha 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 ha. 2:34 a.m. for who? All right, VR. You don't have to be so open with it, but that's okay. Spooky Joshua toasts with pregnant people. That's interesting. Oh yeah, speaking of which, please don't have kids. Society is in a very turbulent state. Do not have kids. Why? Because it doesn't matter what wealth you have. Even if you or your kids will be wealthy, I don't think the current and even future iteration of society, next generation, I don't think it's gonna be worth it. So I would say focus on yourselves. If you've already had kids, great. Take care of those kids. Do not have any more. I would focus your efforts on who is already here. Please don't have kids. Shake those butter chicken cutlets. Look, I'm vegetarian. So that butter chicken better be mock. Aight? Kajal Bhargav is from India. Namaste, namaste. Rai says deep derp. What up, Gyat Destroyer? All right, VR, let's settle down with the time, or else you might get a time out. Yeah. I just said don't have kids. That's right, Copier. I advocate for, was it antinatalism? And I'm not even saying that to any demographic. I'm saying that to every demographic. I believe everybody should stop having kids. Everybody. I know it's not going to happen, but my point is that I would rather people use the time and energy they have to support the kids or people that are already here. Doesn't have to be kids. It could be your neighbor. It could be elderly folks. Stop having kids. Right. Okay. Florida man says, I love Indian men. You got to tell that to the rest of your state. I mean, Florida's a pretty big state. There are Indians in Florida, but I also feel like there are regions of Florida that may not be fans of Indians. Then again, Indians, a lot of us unfortunately suck up to conservatives like Vivek Ramaswamy, Kash Patel, Bobby Jindal. Ugh. So I'm not a fan of being so conservative adjacent. It's not cool. It's not fun. It's not inspiring. It's cringe. Do I play Roblox? I don't, but maybe one day. What's under there? Under... Good one. Good one at Sandra Williams. Greetings from Serbia. Oh, very cool. I don't know too much about Serbia. I've never been. Many white Mormon Jesus bless you. Okay, interesting. Indian person sounds American. There are a ton of us. I feel like y'all know that. Yeah, I'm sure many of the commenters that say, like, how come you sound like that? You're aware that my demographic exists. Anyways. You look like Ambani family. I wish my bank account looked like the Ambani family. Do you speak Hindi or Urdu? Hindi, but I'm not fluent. Urdu, I've heard, literally, that it's quite similar. In fact, I know that's similar. Where are you in India? Rephrase that question, please. In Florida, says Jamber. In Florida. Interesting. We have almost no Indians in Hawaii. Aloha! I used to live in Waikiki. I lived on Alawai Boulevard, near the corner of Liliuokalani and Ohua Avenue. I just told you I pretty much told you my old address, kind of. I used to live in Waikiki. That's where I used to live. Yes, it is. Hippity Hopatus. What does that mean, Baltimore Whisperer? Yo, Baltimore, what is goody? I just performed in the county of BMO recently, and I probably will again real soon. Hopefully, no one on here is doing the goon. Yeah. Peace out, Jamber. Can you add me to the live? Is that even an option? I don't think that's even an option. That's not an option. At least, not that I'll do it, Mrs. T0522. But how do I even add you to the live? Because I'm curious. What does this button do? Green screen. I don't know. I don't think I have a big use for this. Do I? I'm going through my photos to see if there's any worthwhile green screens. Caleb says I'm sorry. What's up, Caleb? How's it going? Nate says honorary white. That would describe Kash Patel, Vivek Ramaswamy, Bobby Jindal. Who else is sort of... Akash Singh, the comedian Akash Singh. He seems unfortunately conservative leaning. And that's not just because he's a cuck, based on what his wife says. Mrs. T, yeah, I don't even know how to add people to the live. If you can teach me, that'd be great. Why do Indians own all the smoke shops? Because we also own Google. We own everything, and everything would include shops. MUDD says, are you also gay? I'm not, but I have friends that are. I support gay folks. My stream is a safe space. Well, please sing happy birthday to Aloha. Happy birthday. I don't think I know the Hawaiian equivalent. But happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Aloha. Happy birthday to you. Kajal Badagov says, are you Indian, brother? Ethnically, yes. Which state you from in India, dog? Says Gyat Destroyer 52. My folks are from UP. Up, like the Pixar movie. That's a bar. Uttar Pradesh is where I am from. Republicans are dumb. Can you show your forehead? Toast the hoot. Look at it's cooked. I got the cooked head. Because sometimes cooks give me head. Bars. What is the stream about? Says Radical Math TV. This stream is pretty open-ended. I think these streams are mostly me interacting with whoever's in the chat. Mostly. I also juggle. If anyone wants to see me juggle, let me know. I can juggle with my hands. I can juggle with my feet. A soccer ball specifically. Let me know in the chat if you want to see me juggle. I also swing Star Wars lightsabers. The Copier says, please answer me because I want to know. What's the question? I don't know what the question is. Allah Abakur says user. Nice. Parker Hathaway says hi. Hello, Parker Hathaway. Are you related to Anne Hathaway, the actress? Cow worshiper. At least cows exist. That's my response. We believe in real things, which is why we get that money. Yeah. Am I from West Australia? No, I'm not, but I've been to Australia. I'm a big fan. I would like to go back. I wouldn't mind moving there. I've been to Melbourne. I've been to Cairns. I have not been to Sydney yet. I would like to visit. I have not been to Tassie yet. I would like to visit. So hopefully I visit Aussie soon. Jesus loves me, says V-ish. Tell Jesus that's pretty chill. How big is my forehead? I haven't measured it, but I have a receding hairline and a widow's peak. So I'm cooked, says Parker. To Parker. Creed Og says, was goody, was good. Bro, my bean is live, says Agam. Mr. Bean is live. At first I thought you said my bean is live. That ain't lit, but don't quit. Or maybe you should, I don't know. Am I racist, asks King. I am not. And I make every effort not to be, in terms of like subconscious bias and all that stuff. That's my response. On God he is, says Agam. What are we talking about? What's this chat about? It's about whatever you want it to be about at Business OG. As far as the stream goes, I'm down to juggle. I have juggling balls, if you want to see that. I can juggle a soccer ball with my feet, if you finna see that. I have Star Wars lightsabers, if you would like to see the Force in action. Let me know what y'all want to see. Why is your name Indian, but your accent is American? Because it's 2026. By the way, fuck ICE. Lock up Donald Trump. Free Palestine. Free Luigi. Indians are good people. Yeah, we are. Except for Kash Patel. Except for Vivek Ramaswamy. Although Vivek, I think he's just a little lost. Vivek in particular. Bobby Jindal, on the other hand. Whew. The only reason Bobby Jindal wouldn't be a bad person is because he's incompetent at being a bad person. He's bad at being an influential Republican. But then again, he's also enabling Republican policies, which is actually tangibly bad. Anyways. Jojo World says, please. What's up, Jojo World? I like masala. Nice business. And curry. Nice business, OG. I'm with you on that. Let's see. Tea was fantastic. Nice. What kind of tea did you have? What was in that chai? My boy then get married to trans. I'm already married. My partner is not trans, but I have friends who are trans. I support the trans community, and y'all should too. Paris Pink Girl says hi, welcome, hello. Control Delete says free Imran Khan. Is that an actor? Imran Khan, or like a cricketer? What happened? I would have to research what happened. I don't know the story. Look, mods, Kash Patel. Hey, Mr. FBI Director. FBI stands for Funny Big Indian. Kash Patel is on the wrong side of history. Also, we should abolish ICE the same way Cash abolished blinking. This is my impression of Cash. Cooks give you heat, says Paris Pink Girl. What are we talking about? Florida Man says, can you juggle with your butter chicken cutlets? I'm vegetarian. It's just an accent. You sound really stupid, says Gat Destroyer. Oh, that was not to me. That was to Buck DeLorean. I agree. At Doe Foozy says, where's the deodorant? Why did I read that out loud? It's at your mama house because I left it there. Ooh. What you mean? I live, breathe Indian men, says Florida Man. Keep it up, keep it up. Abolish ICE. We should be global citizens. Borders are not necessary. The only reason borders exist are for billionaires. What's up, Psyapster? How's it going? What's up, at Susanna? At Susan Tha says, hi, I'm Emily. Interesting. Interesting handle, Emily, which is at Susan Tha. Tell67 says, Bhuvan. 67 everywhere. Scream 67 as Lloyd as you can. 67. Did you see the Stranger Things? I saw season 1 back in the day. I couldn't get into season 2 because I think I got busy and it didn't hook me as well as season 1 did. But I mean, it was like an episode. I don't think I gave it a fair shot. Didn't give it a fair chance. Go ICE and King Donald saving America one city at a time. King Donald is only saving Elon Musk's bank account. That's what's going on. Trump is a pedophile. Go ICE, keep saving America. ICE is murdering America. Abolish ICE. I miss old Republicans before MAGA, says Life of Pablo. Well, I wasn't a fan of old Republicans either. What's interesting is that, like, I've come to realize or conclude that the U.S. is inherently a conservative country. And that's based on its very ugly, very exploitative history. Although the U.S. isn't the only country and colonial force that exploits people, it's probably the most egregious. Maybe not, but as far as I understand, the U.S. is largely the most egregious colonizer in the past few centuries. And that's a very conservative way of existence. So it doesn't make the most logical sense to be a progressive in the US because it's kind of futile, but it's not like we're able to get up and move easily. We don't have the resources, we don't have the power to move comfortably to another place and thrive in that other place. You could if you're already rich, but if you're already rich, maybe you wouldn't necessarily want to leave the country where you're able to exploit, if not be rewarded from exploitation, perhaps from their parents. What do I do? Asks Prawin. I stream and I live my dream. Welcome to the team. Corn Plum says we should support Abomination. No, you should not support Donald Trump. You should look elsewhere. Lock up Donald Trump. Abolish ICE. Send Trump to prison. Someone says there's a Tiffin service. I've never ordered Tiffin service. I don't know if that exists where I'm at. Donald Trump's blackmailed by Israel. Seems like it. I mean, free Palestine. For being on Epstein Island. I mean, that's interesting, the life of Pablo, because it's like, it's already painfully obvious that not only was Trump there, not only was Trump on Epstein's Island, but compared to the other people on Epstein's Island, Trump's actions were relatively egregious compared to an already egregious island, which is a great metaphor to explain the United States. Yes, the United States is not the only country that did colonialism and genocide and exploitation, but it probably had the most egregious iteration of it. Okay, yes, Native American tribes had conflict with one another, but it had some honor to it. It had some class to it. The U.S., on the other hand, whew, we have a very ugly history, the U.S. I don't even want to say we, because it wasn't me. ICE is fine, but the training is cracked. Nope, ICE is not necessary. You could have a simpler border patrol. Borders aren't necessary, but my expectations are realistic. Borders aren't being abolished in my lifetime. ICE is not necessary. ICE is not necessary. They're terrorists. Vegans can't box. Yes, they can. What are you talking about? Also, I just saw the username there. T-pose. Borders are very necessary. Nope. Boundaries are necessary. Borders aren't. ICE is trained by the IDF. I believe it. I've seen some things. I mean, let me qualify that statement. I don't believe that every single ICE agent is trained by IDF, but I believe that there's a significant amount of influence. IOF is sort of the more accurate term. Why would we have people like you come in our country? We come inside because Shorty asked for it. What you mean? I'm just helping people dream. Borders are for billionaires. How many refugees are you housing, Mr. No Borders? Borders are for billionaires. They benefit billionaires because they're a tool to facilitate exploitation. Borders are indeed for billionaires. They are in favor of billionaires. They exist to benefit billionaires by exploiting working class people, brown people, poor people, exploited people. Nigel Chadman says, El Mao, no. Great comeback. What up, Psyopster? Pakistan would like a word with you. Okay. Nigel, I don't know what your response. Everyone in the chat, I'm behind on the chat messages, and I try to read pretty much every chat. So if you say concise things like LMAO no, or really isn't, I don't know what you're referring to. So you got to be more precise in the chat. Like, be more detailed. You can type multiple chats. Like, use that education. Be detailed and thorough in the chat. Himothy says at SIBO 10K. Who's Himothy? America First says moms demand full auto. No, people first, humanity first. America is getting a little cocky. And the people that say America First don't actually mean America First. They don't think of Native Americans when they say that. They think of mayonnaise. Shady Gaming says, guys, the fact of the matter is the majority of our problems come from the extremists. They come from billionaires who are wealth extremists. There are not many of them, but they are very loud. Most of us are mostly in the middle, but we get drowned out. Nope. Centrism is not actual centrism. The elites want you to think that Democrats and or liberals are leftists, and that's not the case. American Democrats and American liberals are right of center. American Democrats and American liberals are right of the global center. Republicans are also right of the global center, but they're that much more extreme. Leftists are left of the center. Leftist is not synonymous with liberal. Leftists are not extremists. That's what the elites want you to believe. And think about it. If you were an extreme advocate for basic human rights for everybody, is that a bad thing? Sibo said that line was cold. Thank you, thank you. Moms demand full auto said MAGA twice. Let's get you out of here. Bye bye you mooch, says F Shams. What does mooch even mean, dude? It's funny. There was a tip in service, question mark? What are you talking about? I didn't know there was a tip in service. Tiffin, sir. What? Why your accent changed? You are Indian, right? Forgot India what, bro? Says Prawin. What are you talking about? Can I get so I can get the tip in a... All right, let's give this person a timeout. I'm so behind on chats. Paul Tucker says hi. Hello, Paul Tucker. Are there any Native Americans left? Yes. Shout out to Larry Omaha. He is an indigenous comedian. Larry Omaha, Native American comedian. Larry Omaha. Shout out to him. There are many Native Americans, but he is sort of a specific role model of mine that is Native American. Elijah Big says, yo, what up, what up? Downa Reuse. You sweating mad? Are you going to a Diddy party? That's funny. I'm not sweating. I'm just moisturized. That's kind of funny, though. Noble savage myth falls apart under slight scrutiny. Which myth, Nigel? Borders are not necessary. They are not necessary. Boundaries are necessary, not borders. Gary Hill says hello. Hello, Gary. Your face is a bit greasy, brother. It's called moisture, Gary. What do you think about Trump? Lock up Donald Trump. He's a criminal. He's a pedophile. He is not a good person. Breed YouTube women take country, says took you country. YouTube has a lot of skeletons in his closet. Bro knows about having a shorty. All right, interesting. Okay, let's With no borders, it would cause too much chaos. Is chaos the worst thing? Chaos, I mean, think about it. If you had a day that was chaotic, I would take that over a day in which you're starved. I would take a chaotic day than a day in which your neighbor gets killed. I would take a day that's considered chaotic over a day where there's continued genocide. Chaos isn't catastrophe. It's all IDF's fault. I ran out of toilet paper and it's their fault. Okay. Nice accent, bro. I'm I'm a little bit lost on the toilet paper. Like, okay, as in the IDF is a toilet paper, IOF. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I support Palestine, free Palestine, 100%. I wish Israel could have been on a land where there weren't already people. Like, I'm sure that could have been implemented. Like, land or lands where there weren't people there. Why is that contingent on displacing people? Why couldn't it be on land where there weren't people? What are your thoughts on marijuana as a recreational drug or a medicinal drug, if any? Cannabis is not as dangerous as the elites make it out to be. I mean, my thoughts are fairly progressive on it. I don't think it's really. I don't think cannabis is sort of my biggest priority in terms of discussing issues. But my thoughts on it are fairly progressive. Stuff like that. You're behind on a lot, says Space Dojo Films. I agree. I don't disagree. What kind of American, says Elijah Big E? You know what? I'm not sure what that refers to, but we got to be global citizens. Nationalism is not only overrated, nationalism is problematic. Let's think global, folks. We are citizens of Earth. We are citizens of humanity. Space Dojo Film says, keep up, man. Not my responsibility. Okay, Mom. What are you talking about? Lord Ronnie, how much longer until you see the barber? I don't know. I don't care. That's neither here nor there. America mine, says at Took You Country. Take it, but give us Earth. How about that? Take all the nationalism you want. Take all of Trump's pedophilia that you want. Take all of Elon Musk's corruption that you want. Take all the colonizing behavior you want. Give us planet Earth. Rajat Abha Saha says, one day the blind guy said, I will see. One day everyone laughed, but the deaf didn't. Interesting message there. At Millie Rye the Hunted says, if you want humanity, come to the UK and you'll get everything you want. And I mean anything. What is... I feel like there's a meaning there that's humorous. What up, 21 viewers? What up, viewers? Space Dojo Film says, I don't think about Native Americans at all. You're right. I don't think about a small fraction of the population every day. Are you supposed to make a point there? It's not a bad thing to think of marginalized groups. It's not a bad thing to think of groups that were historically genocided. Why would you want to appease to the majority, especially when the majority are a bunch of colonizers? Ancestrally, they're enabling the exploitative wealth that was extracted from past colonialistic measures. Elijah says, bro, this is so weird. Indian Jack DeSena. Who is Jack DeSena? Jack DeSena. An actor. I don't think I've ever seen this guy in anything, dude. What's the most popular thing Jack DeSena was in? Avatar: The Last Airbender. What? What did he do in Avatar: The Last Airbender? Jack DeSena. What did he do in Avatar: The Last Airbender? Sokka's voice actor was Jack DeSena? Bro, I would love to be this guy. What? That's lit. Well, let me do a Sokka impression. Any Avatar: The Last Airbender fans? What do you mean? Let me do a Sokka impression. What do you say? Like, Sparky, Sparky, Boom Man. I don't know. Anyways. Permission to goon. Why did I read that out loud? I should not have read that out loud. Let's get this person a timeout. Loser dot equals leftists. No. Right-leaning, broke Trump supporters, y'all are the losers. Because think about this. You vote Republican, and you're not getting the tax breaks. You're not benefiting from the vote you're submitting. Broke-ass Trump supporters are the biggest losers because you're voting for policies that hurt you. Y'all are the biggest cucks. Here's what I'm trying to say. Here is what I'm trying to say. I see the logic for a rich person, despite how woke that rich person might be or claim to be. There is a logic for a very wealthy person to vote Republican or conservative to maintain and grow what they've got in their bank account. I don't think it's ethical. I don't think it's moral, but it has a logical sense to it. No pun intended. Broke ass, white trash, Trump supporters. Why? Why? Voting for Trump does not help your bank account. It hurts your bank account, dude. Y'all are that stupid? Y'all are that racist that it makes you legitimately, numerically dumb. I don't understand. I do not understand. Donald Trump loves Vanilla Ice. I mean, no surprise there. Lord Ronnie S. says, time for a mandatory chuckle-worthy bit to lighten the mood. My name has mood in it, because my name is Moodit in it. Bars, 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 bars. I'm a rapper who's dapper, and hopefully on this stream there ain't no fappers, because that would be weird. Bars. What up, Tima? Is it Tima or Tima? Tima, I think it is. How are you? Trent is left-handed. Nice. Build a bigger wall, says Steeler fans 2898. You build it. You probably can't build a diet. What up, Emma? Yes, I agree. Borders are not necessary. Boundaries are necessary, not borders. Land back all the way. I agree. I agree. Thank you for tuning in, Tima. YouTube means white, Lord Ronnie. Yeah, I knew that YT means white, but I wanted to run with a different interpretation. Shady Gaming. Shady Gaming says putting all cultures and religions together, that never works. What are you trying to get to work? Why do we have to work? Why can't we just exist? Let's not be workist. Workism is overrated. Capitalism is not only overrated, it's problematic. Border walls are a pretty recent phenomenon, says Emma. I don't care that people are in the right lawns drawn on paper. Yo, welcome to the stream, Emma. We need more accounts like yours. Thank you, Emma, for tuning in. Lord Ronnie says it'll never happen. This isn't Shigan Shina. Well, that's the thing. I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm not expecting borders to be abolished. I'm not expecting for the world to become that much better. It would be better, but my expectations are more realistic and reasonable. I'm not saying the abolishing of borders will happen. I am saying it would be better, but I know darn well that the egos on this planet are way too big and high for us to share the same sky. That's a bar. YouTube, please highlight that for me. I'm checking my battery life. Like the Ottoman Empire or the Israel-Palestine War are good examples of why we need borders. No, we do not need borders. What? And it's not a war, it's a genocide. What kind of propaganda do we have here? It's a... Having no borders is chaotic is such a straw man argument. Word. Thank you for being here, Tima. Aesthetics for girlies. Aesthetics for girlies says amazing accent, bro. I don't think it's amazing. I think it just is what it is. Emma says, or why we shouldn't colonize random countries in the Middle East. Palestine used to have Christians, Muslims, and Jews all living in peace. Agreed. Thank you, Emma. Land back, says Tima. I agree. Land back, says Emma. I agree. Lord Ronnie asks, says, no money for wall. Must give it all to oil companies to... Grape. Grape is a noun, which I know what's going on. Interesting comment, Lord Ronnie. Do I like Trump? Hell nah. I like the idea of Trump getting locked up in prison and staying in prison. In fact, I love the idea of justice being brought to Trump. Lock up Trump, abolish ICE. Abolish ICE the same way Kash Patel abolishes blinking. Indian Brother says, at Trench Gunslinger. Interesting. Hey Baby Girl says, butt vomit. I think that's kind of gross. I'm going to block you just because that's gross. Actually, no, I won't block you. I'll give you a 24-hour timeout. Username. Let's just be people instead of countries. I totally agree, Emma. Yes, I agree, Emma. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Tima. I'm native. I don't care for nationalities and patriotism whatsoever. Same. Same as in the point of view. I'm what do you call it? Indian, South Asian, ethnically Indian. Pixiet already asked, do I like Trump? Bro, why green screen? Honestly, I mean, I can take it off briefly, but I kind of like it. I'll take it off briefly. It's just, it's a plain wall behind me. I don't want, like, yeah. Ever heard of internet fractionalization? This is at Loch Ness, a monster. Ever heard of internet fractionalization? Authoritarian countries are now keeping all internet traffic local. They're working on making sure we can't communicate with each other. Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard of the phrase internet fractionalization, but I believe it. It's unfortunate. I believe what you're saying. It's not surprising. Things are a bit bleak. Yeah, I mean, hey, internet fractionalization. At FA98. Certain questions I'm just not going to entertain. Richard Wilkins. Richard Wilkins says, I don't think I'd categorize leftists in America as right. No one categorized leftists in America as right. I categorized liberals as right. Liberals are right. They're a tad less right-leaning. Hold on, I need to rephrase that. Liberals are politically right-leaning. They're not right. They're not correct. Leftists are correct. Leftists are correct. Leftists are progressives. If you don't like the word leftist, that's fine. I can also see why a leftist wouldn't necessarily like the word leftist because it can be misleading to people. Feel free to use the word humanist. You know, humanist is a good one. I don't know. But here, what I said is that liberals are right of the global center, just like conservatives in the U.S. American liberals are right of the global center, just like conservatives. The difference between them is minimal, but they're both right of the global center. My American accent is top tier. It's my accent. It's not, this accent does not belong to America. It belongs to me. Yep, I love curry. Isn't the Indian economy much better than America? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's true. I don't really care about the economy. I care more so about things that are relatable, such as the job market. I don't know that I care too much about the stock market as much as I do the job market, for example. The job market and things like inflation as it pertains to like everyday consumers, inflation, that sort of thing. I mean, I guess the phrasing the economy pertains to that, but it's such a catch-all phrase that I think there needs to be more specificity. Yep. Thank you, Tima, for the very well thought out progressive takes. I appreciate it. At Jane Your Love says hello. How are you? Welcome to the stream. At Timmy Eric Big Time says Avatar first fart bender. That's Milo. Milo is the first fart bender. Milo from Legend of Korra. What up, Jane? What up, Spud Bomb? Hello, Spud Bomb. Certified Pizza. I see what you did with the name Wayne. Speaking of Wayne, Lil Wayne, I wish he was progressive, but he seems like he's not. But it also seems like Lil Wayne is performing and touring to, I could be wrong, but it seems like he's either in debt or just in need of money as opposed to being in want of money. It seems like Lil Wayne is working and touring because he needs to. It seems like he's in a tough spot. Anyways. Deport ICE 2069. Let's deport ICE right now. Let's abolish ICE right now, the same way Joe Rogan abolished his hairline. Let's abolish ICE the same way Andrew Schulz abolished quality podcasts. Let's abolish ICE the same way Akash Singh abolished marital dignity. These are all mine. These are all my jokes, by the way, that I wrote on Instagram threads. How old am I? I'm a millennial. At Muning Grace. We aren't all clowns, says Consumer of Cheese. I don't know what that's referring to. Clowns aren't necessarily bad. I know how to juggle. Clowning is a legitimate art form. Any fans of Insane Clown Posse? Any juggalos? Do I watch Harry Waffle? What is that? Yandre says hi, YouTube. Are you multi-streaming, asks Dark Reno. Not that I know of. I don't think I'm multi-streaming. I just tapped stream on my mobile device because I eat that rice, and if you don't wash your hair, you might get lice. Bars. At Consumer of Cheese says, what is the difference between a boundary and a border? I'll let you meditate on that. I'll put it this way. If there are any authoritative figures in your life, particularly your personal life, how do you facilitate a healthy yet dignifying amount and level of distance between you and them? I'll let you meditate on that, and you tell me the difference between a boundary and a border. He definitely is ignoring YT Chat, says it's Mama Goku. Nope, I'm not ignoring it. I'm just going at my pace, because life ain't a capitalistic race. Yo, understand there are multiple point of views like Shoelaces. I used to have braces. Okay, those are my bars. Type she, says Eandre. He is definitely a resist lib. Lib as in librarian? I wish. Librarian sounds like a good job. He assimilated, says Nate's one something. Grown man type she, y'all, says Eandre. 3 a.m. for who, Goku? What you talking about? Chungus, Mungus, holy. Oh, interesting. Goku's laughing. Yandre says, definitely not reading our chat. I mean, I am eventually. Waffle says, we do need borders. No, we don't. They are not a necessity. They are a tool of the elite to stay elite. We do not need borders. Borders are destructive. Borders are problematic. Borders are exploitative. Get with the program, y'all. Resources are limited. It's impossible for us to live equally. That's a blanket statement that needs nuance. Not every resource is effectively limited. You could argue that the sun is limited because the sun's bound to blow up in a gazillion years. But effectively speaking, the sun is not a limited resource. Similarly, the earth has abundance, and the elites don't want you to know that. His TikTok must have keyboard warriors, haha, says Goku. All right. You probably aren't smart enough to know how to play the keyboard. Dark Reno says, he let my comment slide, has to be ignoring us. I think this is the first time I'm seeing your username, Dark Reno. Border recorder, I ask a pizza for my order. Nice bar, nice bar. From Corpus Christi, Texas. What's your favorite city in Texas? Favorite Texas rapper? My favorite city in Texas? Well, I've only been to Austin, and I've been to Dallas as well. I've only been to Austin and Dallas and Arlington, which is near Dallas. I performed stand-up comedy in Austin. I saw Linkin Park in Arlington, Texas, right near Dallas. And I listened to Linkin Park's newest album at a record store in Dallas. I think because I'm a stand-up comedian, my favorite city would probably be Austin, just because that's the only Texas city I've performed stand-up comedy in. That might change in the future when I perform stand-up comedy in other cities throughout Texas. So for now, it's Austin, but that is subject to change. Goku says he doesn't check his YouTube chat, guys. So I do. You just have to be patient. All right. Nana, you're adopted. That's the handle. At Nana, you're adopted. You got to spell the "your" correctly in there. But then again, the handle might not let you put up an apostrophe. So that's a catastrophe. Ha, bars. Let me see my battery life real quick. Okay. Dark Reno has emojis. Goku said good night. Oil boil aluminum foil. Why does my toothbrush recoil? Says Chimp. Nice. Earl Skackle says I'm brainwashed. No, I'm not. And here's the thing. Let's say someone was brainwashed into supporting humanity. Is that a bad thing? Like, let's say someone got brainwashed by altruism to support humanism, which is benefiting humanity. How is that a bad thing? How is that a bad thing? Mop Dog says he's ignoring our arguments. Maybe I'll get to them. I don't know. Y'all aren't patient enough. You got to be patient. Noodle M says, abolish ICE? WTF, I'm a due on a hot summer day. Nice. I see what you did there. Nice, nice, nice. Nice. At Mike Jason says, do you know Eustrepsodon? I have no idea what that is. At Matthew Chang says, have you guys heard of Neom? I haven't. Sounds like neon. But what is Neom? Hi, says Chris Jaden. What up, Chris Jaden? Who TF is bro talking to, says Yandre. Do you not know how live streams work? Earl Skakel official says, of course he ignores, he can't debate, only can. A live stream with the chat is not a good place to debate if it's popping. The stream is popping, so I can't, like, I'm not going to ignore chats. That's not how I stream. I'm not going to scroll fast. I take my time while I bust a rhyme, because I make more than a dime. Bars. This green screen look like a lime. Bars. Ice is very afraid of cars. Stupid ass Ice. If Ice is so afraid of cars, invest in public transit. Real talk. The cars that ICE agents drive are probably shittier than a public transit bus. Stupid ass ICE. Abolish ICE. Your MD says dispassionate observer. I'm not, but the letters MD are in my first name technically. I am not an MD. I am not a doctor of medicine. No walls on the stream. Keep this green screen, says Lord Ronnie. True, true, true. Bars, bars, bars. New City Neom seems impossible. What are we talking about? What does that mean? Yo, how did you change that font? Oh, okay, hold on. Am I reading another live stream? Asks Mike Jason. No, I just take it slow. Because the haters' mamas are a bunch of hoes. At Ranzi says, Charlie Kirk, I miss him, bro. Charlie Kirk can rest in piss. Y'all remember that cop, George Zimmerman? He's homeless. That cowardly cop, George Zimmerman. He's now homeless. He can find a home in a hole. There's a big hole that the right wing created. There's a big housing hole that the right wing created, and it's in Charlie Kirk's neck. That's where you right-wingers can reside. Boneheaded, ignorant, uneducated right-wingers. The only educated right-wingers there are the rich ones at top, because they know that they can take advantage of you. They know that they can exploit you. They know that they can extract wealth from you. Alaska's Finest says, how are you enjoying your stay so far? I haven't visited Alaska yet, but I will be performing stand-up comedy in Alaska very soon. Very soon. All right. I'm an alienist. What does that mean, chimp? Interesting. At Mike Jason says, I'm fist. What does that mean? It's funny. Danny says 6'7". Matthew keeps on asking if we've heard of a certain city. Layliar says, I believe balance in politics. If balance means something like centrism, I disagree. Centrism is toxic. I believe in moderation, but I do not believe in the benefit of being moderate. Because you're enabling evil. Even though it may not seem like it. By virtue of complacency, you're enabling ongoing exploitation. Genghis Khan says, I mean, at Chimp says Genghis Khan is my late grandfather. What a legend. Whoa, interesting. Mop Dog says you're biased towards your own people. You know, I don't even know that I am because unfortunately, a lot of Indians are conservative. A lot of Indians are nationalist. I am not conservative. I am not nationalist in any capacity whatsoever. So I don't think I'm biased to my own people because unfortunately, my demographic is that of people like Kash Patel, Vivek Ramaswamy, Akash Singh. I disagree with all of those people very much. Noodle Dem says, looks like I'm about to cry. I do have these bags under my eyes, I'm not going to lie. The job market is part of the economy, isn't it? LOL, says Alaska's. It is a part of it, but it's not synonymous with it. The job market is indeed a part of the economy, but it's not the only part of the economy. Here's the thing. When people in the chat think that you're schooling or owning a live streamer who's verbalizing, I'm the only one that's verbalizing something. So a lot of you think that you have a retort to my argument. You just haven't heard me finish my sentence yet, or finish my thought yet, rather. And I can take my sweet time with my thoughts. This is my stream. What you mean? Subscribe to the channel, and maybe we could have a panel to discuss why we need a bigger existential bus. Support public transit. My name is Moodit Bars. I agree, Lord Ronnie. Lord Ronnie says to Chimp that centrists are people pleasers afraid to say their values. I agree. I agree with that. I think they could. They're people pleasers for perhaps multiple reasons, and one of those reasons can certainly be fear to say what their values are. At Arain says, watching from India, welcome to the stream. Chimp is rhyming chemicals on the periodic table. Cool, cool, cool. Elements on the periodic table. Hello, at Buck. Am I thinking out loud, says Alaska's finest. Yeah, I think that's an accurate way to describe my live stream. I think that's an accurate way to describe many live streams. Alaska's finest. At Lay Liar says, no, centralist to realize two left or two right does not end well. I don't know what a centralist is. I don't know if like centralist is synonymous with centrist, but there's no such thing as two left. Two left means supporting all of humanity. Yo, I think it's getting late. I got to sign off soon. I'll catch up on the chats real quick. Being too left, how can you have too much support for humanity and all those, including those that are marginalized? It's not really possible, y'all. Is your eyes brown too? I think so. Yeah, I'm brown. Eyes are brown. Tap the subscribe button. Click the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Help me thrive. Alaska's finest farted, but it wasn't a fart. Oh, productive. Productive in it. Clowning ain't that bad, but Earl Skakel official says my boy needs some life experience. Well, maybe my life doesn't suck like yours. How about that? What? Lord Ronnie, does Scholl sport that stash? I think the stash is fairly permanent. Yeah, I think the stash is fairly permanent on him. But I don't really watch much of his content. The most recent watch I had was to catch up on the Akash Singh, Jasleen Singh marital drama. All right. Chimp, why would you say anybody tired of this sheet and want to get some waffles? You're here by choice. Oh my gosh. Muluk Baya. I'm not Muluk. I'm Mudit. Where am I located? I'm located on planet Earth. Abolish abolish borders. Don't abolish boundaries. Abolish borders. Arayan's from India. Namaste, namaste. Why am I crying? Says Checkmate MC. Why are you crying, bro? I wish I could cry. Let's try crying. Ready? I have eye bags. I have eye bags. I don't think that counts as crying. That counts as aging. That counts as insomnia. Artificial scarcity is a bitch, says Lord Ronnie. I agree. Mercury Quicksilver says, I believe in divine justice. Interesting. Mudit is a crazy name, says Arain. Is that a roast? Adityan Pandey, namaste. Jai Shri Ram. Pre or post Chester Lincoln Park, says Lord Ronnie esque. Both. I mean, you know, what are they going to do? Like, we should be happy that they got back together, reformed. I mean, I'll say this. My favorite Linkin Park album is Linkin Park Live in Texas. It's live recordings of their songs from their first two albums, as well as their remix album, Reanimation. Well, there's one Reanimation song that they play in Live in Texas. And so, you know, that's the Linkin Park I got introduced to. That's the Chester Linkin Park. But you know, I don't know that it's an enjoyable or productive question to sort of say, do you prefer Chester Lincoln Park or Emily Lincoln Park? We can't see Chester, unfortunately. So it's like, you know, like what? Yeah, being leftist is not a bad thing. What's wrong with being progressive? What is wrong with supporting humanity in all of humanity's forms? Leftists are not bad people. I don't know where you're getting this idea. It's only right-wing propaganda that paints leftists as bad people. We are not bad people, leftists. We want everyone to be as happy as they can be. We have a troll. Adine says... Okay. Someone ate glue. Stop eating glue. That advice is true. Do not eat glue. Do not eat glue. Remember to try Alaskan reindeer sausage while there. Unfortunately, I'm vegetarian, but I do have friends that eat meat. I will tell my meat-eating friends to try that. I don't know if I should. You know what's interesting? So the reason I'm vegetarian is not because of any belief. It's because I was conditioned. Like, I was raised a vegetarian, and when I got to college, I had the option to eat meat since I was out of my parents' house. And when I had the opportunity, like at the college diner, the meat was like in front of me. I could have picked it up and eaten it, but like I couldn't. I didn't have it in me. The other Hindu Indian kids, most of them, they were like, screw it, time to eat the meat. And they ate that meat. Those kids, college kids, they put that meat in their mouth and they swallowed. And I was just like, nah, cuz. Austrian painter is my hero, says Vey Victe. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, y'all. Subscribe to my channel. Tap the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Abolish ICE. You accent is good, says at Bike Lowers. I think you mean your. That Dinesh guy. Dinesh D'Souza is a loser. Oh, I always forget he's one of the graham crackers like Vivek Ramaswamy and Kash Patel. I don't do mod unless I know you in person. Austrian Oman. What are we talking about? You have no argument, immigrant. Immigrant where? What are you talking about? How do you know where I may or may not be, says Casper. I mean, not says Casper. I'm saying that to Casper. I'm a little tired. I gotta time out and block more people on this. No mod for this person, because I gotta know you in real life to give you moderator privilege. You feel me? You hear me? 9 plus 10 is 19 at LWK Dante. The reason us Hindus worship cows is because cows exist. We're that much more realistic. And we're polytheistic because what is more realistic? One or many? Many, bro. I'm behind on the chats. I might be reading a Twitch chat. I'm not. At least not to my knowledge. I've never streamed on Twitch. I don't know if I should. I've tuned in. I've tuned in to streams on Twitch. I've never streamed on Twitch. So I have Twitch accounts, maybe only one, but as a consumer, as a viewer. Not everyone is a liberal. They shouldn't be. Liberals are hypocrites. Liberals are right of center, just like conservatives. They're not as right-leaning as conservatives. We need leftists. Leftists are different with liberals. Leftists are different from liberals. I misspoke because I'm a little tired. Someone said something insulting to Jewish folks. I do not like anti-Semitism, so I'm going to block it. Who's a right-winged dude? Oh, dude, I think I'm so behind on the chat. Oh, what up? Kiwis are cute. You're from New Zealand. I hope to visit New Zealand. I've been to Aussie, but not New Zealand. I hope to visit very soon. Welcome to the stream. Tap subscribe, click subscribe. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, y'all. Please continue. Hello, Sandra. Glue is delicious, says Trash Panda. Don't eat glue. Do not eat glue. I think we can all agree on that, right? Don't eat glue. Trevor Mayer says sheesh. Do I know Hindi? I know a little bit of Hindi. Magic Cat, hello, how are you? Trash Panda says, I physically couldn't not eat meat. I try my best to buy from good sources. I mean, you know, I hear you on that. I mean, I think I feel the same way with the food that I'm used to, just in general. It's, you know, my vegetarianism is just a result of, like, conditioning and habits that were instilled in me from my parents. I mean, but I also, like, here's the thing. I also appreciate, like, advocating for the environment and animals, but it wouldn't be accurate to say that that's why I became vegetarian or even how I became vegetarian. Yeah, hopefully that makes some sense. Trevor says sausage is always gross. I mean, I believe it. I do like vegan or mock, like plant-based sausage. I liked it. I like a lot of plant-based sort of proteins, plant-based mock meats. I'm a fan of those. Base Unk Decilion says, why does location matter? I think that might be in reference to me advocating against borders. So I like the question. Happy belated New Year, says Magic Cat. Happy belated New Year to you too. It might be super belated because I'm a bit behind on the chat. What up, viewers? Subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subbing. Maybe we can all go clubbing. Yeah. I'm Jewish. What's up? Hello, Asmodeus420X. Welcome. I welcome all folks. I love Jewish folks. I love all folks. I love Hindu folks. Have a good night/day, says Base Anka. Trevor says lol. I think that's a troll. Barack Obama is apparently in this chat. Let's do an Obama impression. Now, look, we have great turmoil in our country, and we must proceed to take back our dignity and the great nation that is the United States of America. That's my Obama impression. Gareth asks, can I answer a question? Something about Punjab. I don't know much about Punjab. And it's a bit of a troll question, so I'm going to get you a good old 24-hour timeout. People are fighting. What about classical liberalism? I would have to look that up. I would have to look up classical liberalism. I'll try to do that when I can. Osmodius 420X says, I am MAGA and Jewish. Apparently that's an issue. W.E. Haha. All right, to be very clear, because you are MAGA, because you are a Trump supporter, I will block you. I am not blocking you because you are Jewish. I love Jewish people. I support Jewish people. I am blocking you because you are MAGA. I am blocking you because you are a Trump supporter, which is synonymous with M-A-G-A, which spells MAGA. So there's that. You should wash your face, says @Gone3302. You should get a life, homie. My face is moisturized. I shouldn't read troll messages out loud. I should just jump to blocking or timeouting them for a long time. Hello, Jackson Warren. How's it going? Adityan says, all hail to Sanskrit. I don't know if I like the sound of the word hail. But, hey, I mean, maybe I'll learn Sanskrit one day. It'll take way more than a day. Maybe I'll start learning or restart learning Sanskrit one day. We'll see what happens. Mustafar says, smell my fingers, Mada. Did Darth Vader's fingers? Darth Vader didn't have any fingers from the aftermath of Mustafar. Adityan Pandey says, no, they didn't. Caste system came way after Vedic period. You must be, I think maybe you're interacting with someone that I blocked or timed out or something, because I don't know. I don't know what happened. Mustafar says, bro, Trima go viral talking about I love Jewish folks. I mean, you want me to try to go viral? I'll try to go viral by saying other things I believe in, which is free Luigi Mangione, free Palestine, lock up Donald Trump, and I love Jewish folks. I love Hindu folks. I love Muslim folks. I love religious folks and non-religious folks. I love atheist folks. I love agnostic folks. Let's get you a timeout. I think I'm being way too complacent with the negative energy. Hello, Kailani. Welcome to the stream. Kale Anil, welcome to the stream. Okay. At YVNG Goat says, I can beat you in a debate. All right, pay me to debate, and we'll see. Also, that's negative energy. I'm gonna increase, instead of 24-hour timeouts, I'll probably just do full-on blocks. Oh, I finally caught up with the chat. All right, hello 9 viewers. I'm finally at the end of the chat. Finally at the end of the chat. Hello 9 viewers, how's it going? How are you? All right, I'm going to wrap up the stream. Watch my YouTube shorts. I have over 5,000 YouTube shorts. Binge my content. Comment on my content. Peace out, y'all. Subscribe.